energy too. Watch what you put up on the web. You don't want everyone aware. I just had to lead the hood cause treating me like a celeb. I just went and cut my dread, but I got some beautiful hair. I am just searching for something that's real cause they really know what they say. I gotta smile, but honestly, how? I put my boy. Sometimes I see him in the cloud. I've been away for a while. I'm in the band of town. Debating about who is the greatest, what you debating about. I swear that it's always something. Get to it, I always want something. I swear that it's all assumption. Head out, they always want something.
I got a beautiful condo. Stacking my bread for the house next. They will teach.
2KMC here with your 2K Compete events for the next couple of weeks. The competition is heating up in November. Woo! And yes, that is double rep in the rec on the 17th. Go get it! In my team, the Isaiah Thomas spotlight has dropped. Progress through Isaiah Thomas's illustrious career on the Pistons in the latest spotlight challenges. From his first game,
the Mississippi River and the skyline of New Orleans. We are nearly ready for the... Well, what a great attitude. He is a monster on defense. David, thank you. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at New Orleans. So far, they've got the 4th best record in the conference. And, of course, the Clippers. They find themselves in the dregs of the conference.
You know, for Los Angeles, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Yeah, and it's too bad, really unfortunate, because I did think the potential was there. But at this stage, I think we've seen their best, and it's not going to be good enough this season.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Aldridge out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Marc Gasol. Then there's Grant, and it's Alexander Walker in at the 2 spot. And for New Orleans, they've got Jeremy Grant. Aaron Baines out there with Anthony Davis. Then it's Paul George, and it's Satoransky in at the point guard position. And so the New Orleans Pelicans get the first points of the ballgame. Here's Alexander Walker. Just 5 to shoot. Aldridge. Good. And early in the season, Clark, rotations getting settled. How important do you think it is to have players who really embrace their roles on that team?
You know, I think it's a combination of accepting and embracing your roles, really relishing what it is you're to do and to star in what your particular role is. And finding that out oftentimes is a work in progress even throughout the season.
And probably managing maybe some disappointment if you aren't in the role you thought you were going to be in.
Well said. Exactly right.
Here's Satoransky. The Clippers getting the bucket. Baines finds George. And it's Grant in the corner. And stolen by Aldridge. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. Pass to Aldridge. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Aldridge has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
That's just sheer weight room from Aldridge there. Didn't allow the defense to get the best of him.
Baines dishes to George. Back to Baines. Now the pass to Satoransky. Gasol with the steal. Grant against Doncic. Outside Gasol. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Passes it to Alexander Walker. Shoots it up. And it's the Clippers scoring again.
Boy, they're on fire right now, cooking with gas, starting this one out 4-5.
Now, here's George. Really played well against Houston in his last outing. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Up top, Doncic, defended by George. And here is Grant. 9 points last game out. Gasol wide open. He fires, and he's good on the 3 ball. Gasol's got 5.
Man, you really got to appreciate the versatility of Gasol. I mean, he's a big man with range. I love seeing him square up from deep.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
They shot the lights out from deep. Really stretched out the defense in that one.
There's all kind of talk in the game today about stretching the floor, because when you do that, everything else just becomes a little easier. Well, early on in the season still, but let's take a look at where the Pelicans sit right now.
And you look at their incredible three-point percentage. I mean, it's not just about their accuracy, but their execution using screens and creating those open looks. That's been key.
Now, here is George. He's guarded closely. From the baseline. Count it.
And this is one of George's main strengths, a phenomenal mid-range scorer.
And it's the Clippers' ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Grant the pass to Doncic. Unloads from 13. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Pelicans trailed by 7. Down low. And finished off by Davis.
How about the leaping ability of Davis? Easily gets off the ground to throw it down. And he's a quick jumper and decision maker.
Now, here's Grant. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Grant against Doncic. Here's Davis. Not going to go that time. Nice D from Aldridge. Clippers leading by 5. Doncic dishes to Grant. Back to Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Tell you what, guys, that's not an easy finish, but somehow Doncic makes it look rather effortless.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
That free throw good from Doncic.
Well, you look at Luka Doncic, and the one skepticism scouts had was his athleticism or lack thereof, and I think he's proven that's not necessary to be a great basketball player. And he's only getting better as he works with NBA trainers.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
To the inside and stolen by Aldridge. High arcing shot. It's hauled in by George. And you know, you heard about Doncic. Even if he's a step slow, he's always 2 steps ahead with his mental game.
You know, Kevin, that's a great point. Feel, savvy, experience, know-how. You know, he grew up playing against bigger, stronger guys, and that always serves you well as you go forward. So he understands how to create space and anticipate and feel how to get defenders off balance. I mean, he's just a special, special young player.
Here's George after Luka Doncic's bucket. Here's Satoransky. Baines unable to get that one. So the Clippers will take it the other way, getting their first of the season at this Pelicans team.
And they dropped the season series to these guys a year ago. Not their proudest moment.
Greg, a team that on paper they expect to beat, great teams take care of business against the bottom feeder. We'll see if they can handle that end of the bargain here tonight.
The Clippers shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And the first one at the line is good. Mark, we have seen so many great players in the history of this terrific game, but in your mind, who's the best to have never won an MVP?
Wow, you think about some of the names on that list recently, or not too long ago. Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, same era. How about going back to John Havlicek, a former Buckeye and all-time great with the Celtics. Elgin Baylor, one of the first high-flying forwards that I recall, one of those really creative, do-it-all type forwards. Jerry West and Dwayne Wade right in that mix too, man. Those are some lofty names that didn't get an MVP.
And here is Grant after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Here's Aldridge. Back to Grant. 6 on the shot clock. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Now George. He has 7. Pass to Davis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And guys, at this point in his career, Anthony Davis just entering his prime. Crazy to think when you look at what he's already accomplished thus far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. And we were talking about Anthony Davis. How do you even put into words, Greg, what he's able to do on the basketball floor?
I mean, he's entering the conversation among the best big men of all time. On a nightly basis, dominating in so many facets of the game. Really, it's remarkable.
He hits both from the stripe.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throws.
Doncic passes to Aldridge. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on George.
How about that for the old up fake? Aldridge knows exactly how to get a defender off his feet.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, LaMarcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
First free throw is good. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's, Greg, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point, when it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Holiday looking for an opening. And what a play. Just snatched out of the air. Credit the block. Over in the corner, Doncic. Pass to Turner. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. And the Clippers lead by 10.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
we're not too far along in the season yet, Kevin, but let's see how the Clippers have done so far in the league rankings.
And the ball has been moving just beautifully for them. There's that trust that when you get open, the ball will find you and also find you on time. You see guys cut harder, and it becomes infectious.
Now, here's Bullock. Jacks up a three. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Here's Turner, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And New Orleans gets called for the foul. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And from the line, he's knocking it down about 71% of the time, and that's a percentage that needs to go up.
And the first one drops. And Clark, when you think back to your playing days in high school, what memories come to mind?
Well, just the fun of being able to have success all 4 years I was at St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, the way the city rallied around us my senior year when we had a chance to play for a state championship. Unfortunately came up short. The teammates and coaches and teachers that I had a chance to enjoy those 4 years with, all really fond, special memories for me.
He doesn't get the second one. Pelicans trail by 11. Holiday, the pass to Pascal. Back to Holiday. They get the rebound.
Look at him, and he's a little hit and miss from there, even without a defender in his face. No guarantee.
And Turner the bucket on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got 5 assists tonight. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
It's stolen by Curry. 4-on-3 break. Shoots from 14. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Now, here's Bullock. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Shot clock at 6. The pass to Pascal. To stop the run. Young trying to break free, and the layup is up and in.
That's as good as it gets right there. Beautiful reverse layup in traffic.
To the paint, here's Turner, and Turner throws it down.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
Here's Temple. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Houston. A floater, and the shot goes down. And here are the Clippers now. 13-point lead. Curry dishes to Turner. We were talking about the unicorns. Miles Turner in that category as a shot blocker who can space the floor. I don't think he's got a ceiling. What about you?
I think his ceiling is really high, Kevin. He's still young, which always bodes well for somebody with his work ethic and skill set. I think he can be an all-star player. Franchise player, those are few and far between. I'm not sure if he can get to that level, but all-star certainly within his reach.
And historically, you almost never saw a great shot blocker who could also knock down triples at a high clip. But count Miles Turner among the unicorns who provide that rare combination.
Now here is Holiday. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And Holiday throws it down.
Thaddeus Young getting in the way of the defense there. Really solidly done on the screen.
Curry kicks to Doncic. Clippers moving the ball around. Back to Curry. Rebounded by Temple. And the stretch center in demand. For Miles Turner, Greg, how does he take that next step as a player?
Getting stronger. And continuing to improve his recognition and communication at both ends of the floor.
Turner passes to Turner. Stolen by Bullock. And here we go. Holiday heading to the hoop. The lead now in single digits. Holiday's got his second basket.
And that's how they're going to trim this lead. Play tough D, force some turnovers, and then push it in transition.
Curry against Young. And Curry, here we go, makes it off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 11.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Here's Temple. Outside Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Young trying to break free, and it's Bullock missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Turner looking around. Passes it to Aldridge. Back to Turner. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2004.
My inspiration really came from my mother.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a comfortable margin here for the Clippers guys.
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
Garrett Temple is out there with Young. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then it's Holiday. And it's Pascal in its center. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. Outside Curry. He kicks it to Turner. 6 to shoot. Pass to Cook. Lets it go from deep. That falls. Nice speed that time from Turner.
Really good to see Turner find the open man, proving once again he's a team-first guy.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
For New Orleans, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. Saransky's checked in for the Pelicans. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Gasol's checked in.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
who do you think is the best center right now, spacing the floor and also embracing the traditional responsibilities of a center?
Well, I tell you, it wasn't until the playoffs of this past season that I got to see Jokic. My goodness, he is a joy to watch. His footwork, his shot making, his skill, and I think his passing is probably the best attribute of his game. But I would put him in that category because he can make the deep three. Embiid is streaky from there. In terms of the balanced approach, I think probably you could throw Karl Anthony Towns in that mix.
Good name. Here's Holiday. The teardrop falls in. Holiday's got 6.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Here's Turner. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Pelicans trail by 10. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Fires for 3. The rebound by Cook. And it's Cook with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Curry passes to Turner. Kicks it to Cook. Clock at 6. Over in the corner, Gasol. From downtown, and again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Boy, a big man with great touch from deep, always a valuable commodity in today's game.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Outside Holiday. Gasol with the rebound. Los Angeles leading by 13. Left side, Turner. And it's denied. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. So for the Pelicans, and Anthony Davis is checked in for Young, and George is subbed in for Garrett Temple. Curry on the wing, guarded by Holiday. Curry kicks to Cook. Shot clock at 3. Fires from deep. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Holiday. And the Pelicans miss again. LA has gotten it going from downtown in the second quarter. They're 3 of 3 on three-pointers. It's stolen by Davis. Holiday with it. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Houston.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the strike a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
6 to shoot. Here's the 3. Here's Davis. That shot misses. Good work defensively by Gasol. Clippers leading by 16. It's Curry with the drive. That one drops for him. Curry's got his second basket of the night.
It helps when Seth Curry is on the attack. He wants to get as close to the rim as possible.
George finds Davis, trying to end the drought, and it's sent back by Turner. Stolen by Satoransky. Loads it up for Davis. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Pass to Cook. Outside Gasol. Back to Cook. Curry against Holiday. Lets it fly. Again, the Clippers.
Timeout. And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
Yeah, you said the key word there, balanced. I mean, their big lead owes as much to their defense as their offense.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
Yeah, trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for New Orleans. Jeremy Grant comes in for Drew Holiday. Pelicans trail by 20. And Satoransky kicks to George. Here's Davis, and it's sent back by Turner.
Man, the defense of Turner is astounding. I mean, he positioned himself well to come up with a lot of blocks.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
That free throw good from George. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
Grant down low, defended by George. 5 on the clock. Here's Cook. Got a piece of it. Here's Satoransky. There's the feed to Davis. And it's sent back by Turner.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Here is Cook. He has 6. With the teardrop. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And Turner's length causes defenses all kinds of problems. I mean, he really uses that length extremely well to draw fouls.
For Los Angeles, they have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
And he knocks down the first one.
At 6'11" and 243 pounds, Turner is physically imposing. He's a big man, though, with a delicate shooting touch from outside.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Doncic is checked in. That misses, so he splits the free throws. And it's Davis with the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans, trailing by 19. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And it's sent back by Turner.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Doncic against Satoransky. Inside, here's Gasol, and Gasol slams it in.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much elevation for Gasol to throw one down, of course, unless somebody's standing right in his way. That dunk is going to be easy money for him.
Davis, the pass to George. Misses from close range. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on an 18-7 run. Grant surveying the D. Doncic with it. Picked up by Davis. Doncic, no good.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Grant. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Outside, George fires from 18 and off the glass. That one's good. George has got 11 points.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Here's Grant. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got his 7th assist in the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
They double him with George. And Gasol slams it in.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
Satoransky, the pass to George. The pass to Baines. Shot clock at 6. And it's sent back by Turner. Pass to Alexander Walker. Pelicans with the rebound. Davis has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Poked away, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Satoransky.
In a moment now to see some numbers for George. Right around 25 points per, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Davis.
Doncic, because he's so skilled and so savvy, he does a nice job forcing the defense into tough spots when they're guarding him.
No good on the free throw. On when you see that step back 3, Clark for Doncic. Shades of James Harden, the way he gets that shot off.
And you know what they say, Luka's deceleration, hitting the brakes and stopping suddenly, is top notch, just like James Harden's. So that's quite a compliment. A lot of that is footwork and balance, but I think his quickness too, guys, has been a little bit underrated. This guy is a little better athlete than he gets credit for.
New Orleans has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Bullock passes to Baines. He dishes it to George. For 3, it's good. At that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
And you know, once George gets on the roll, he's just absolutely relentless, showing you how dominant he can be when he gets hot.
Here's Grant. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
George dishes to Bullock. He kicks to Grant. Outside, George knocked away. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. In a moment here to highlight some of the best and brightest from beyond the stripe. Paul George on top, and second, Jeremy Grant.
Either of these two guys force defenders to come out well past that 3-point line, and that really opens the floor up for their entire offense.
Clock at 2, and George gets it to go.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
1:57 left to play in the first half. And Gasol with the dunk.
Tremendous offensive output tonight. Gasol has been aggressive, and he's forcing the defense to adjust.
Bullock passes to Baines. Grant against Doncic. And Baines kicks to Grant. Latray. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Back to Grant. Gasol goes in. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got his 4th rebound in this one. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It goes on Jaren Grant.
Davis is really the total package, a mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
2 shots.
Splashed them one after another. It really was quite a display from the stripe.
And that one falls for Davis.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Young's checked in for Aaron Baines, and Garrett Temple subbed in for Grant. And so he hits both. 1:07 left in the second quarter. Grant outside. And Davis sends it back.
Boy, I tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, a defensive...
Oh, that was terrific.
Man, my goodness. Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
Grant finds Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
Well, he's so good around the basket that he doesn't really need to throw it down, but sometimes Aldridge just has to take advantage of it.
From deep, George. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Bullock. Pass to George. Second chance shot. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense from Aldridge. Here's Alexander Walker. Off target with his three. A big-time effort for Marc Gasol, providing a lot of energy for the LA Clippers. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Marc Gasol playing terrific basketball in this one. He had 14 points, 8 rebounds. And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Grant. Aldridge out there with Doncic. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Alexander Walker in at the 2. Grant against Doncic. Stolen by George. And pushing it up, here's New Orleans. Grant leading the charge. Los Angeles leading by 19. Pass to Grant. Outside Gasol. Here's Doncic. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. That's 10 points for Luka Doncic.
Aldridge keeps his head up and his options open. He's a team-oriented guy with a good basketball IQ. Excellent pass.
That's tipped. Adoransky the pass to Baines. Puts up a 3. And it's Davis missing.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Grant kicks to Aldridge. Over to the wing. Alexander Walker passes to Gasol. Baines with the block. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And it's George finishing it off.
I'll tell you, George is an amazing athlete. He's got great speed, and when he's in the open court running the break, that's a scary look for the defense.
Satoransky against Grant. Alexander Walker passes to Aldridge. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Grant dishes to Aldridge. Here's Doncic. And Grant sends it back. the pass to Satoransky. Loads it up for Davis.
Boy, you've got to appreciate the passing there. Results in a great look.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Los Angeles. 17-point game. And that one's good by Aldridge.
You know, with all his post moves, Aldridge usually is able to trick the defense, but even when he doesn't, he'll still manage to finish through contact.
Takes the 13-footer. George with the bucket. George has got 4 this quarter.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
It sure is, Greg. It might be the strongest aspect of their offense here.
Here's Doncic. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
George looking over the floor to the middle. And George with the stuff.
Well, I tell you what, George has tremendous bounce ability. It's always fun to see him launch and throw it down.
Here's Grant. Sweet little floater. Grant's got 9.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Satoransky against Aldridge. Davis kicks to Grant. Drills the three-pointer. Grant's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, I tell you, I like the fact that Grant is selective in the shots that he takes. He's looking for quality. If he senses the defense is playing off him, as the pass is coming to him, he's prepared. He's getting shot ready as the pass is in the air.
From deep, Gasol. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Doncic. He's getting around 16 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Even though his numbers have been more than solid, I think he'll want to step his game up to another level.
Yeah, and you know, on paper, those numbers are terrific. Most players would be thrilled with those numbers, but as good as they are, I know this guy expects more of himself.
Here's Davis. Nice D from Aldridge.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Satoransky against Grant. Outside Gasol. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Doncic, no good.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
Mark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin. But I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool, because sometimes the rookie of the year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year, Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically his second year, but his first year of playing. A sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea. Loads it up for Davis, and it's Davis finishing it off.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition switch ignited.
And Grant sends it back. Passes to Davis. Over Turner. Misses off the left iron. Clippers leading by 12. Turner passes to Cook. Davis against Turner. Kicks it to Doncic. Aldridge left side. Trying to get something going. The shot, no good. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. Now here's Satoransky. Feeds to Davis. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And here's a look at some numbers for George.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Satoransky. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Seth Curry, he's checked in for Doncic. Here's Cook, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
And the free throw, no good. Holiday against Curry. Pass to Temple. Now here is Davis. And it's sent back by Turner. And here is Turner. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Outside Turner. Turner finds Curry. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. The shot by Turner, no good. Pelicans trail by 13. It's Davis on the wing. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Davis has got 9 points in the quarter.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And you see Jeremy Grant on this team, he means so much more than just his stats.
He's a fantastic glue guy, and his teammates talk about how unselfish he is on the floor. Great team player and an even better chemistry guy off the court.
Young's checked in for New Orleans. Reggie Bullock comes in for Jeremy Grant. Now that we have a moment, let's take a peek at the teams that are leading the league in blocks. In third, the Pelicans.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
Back to Cook. Pass to Aldridge. Over Young. Clippers working now with the new shot clock. Shots good by Turner.
Boy, how about the determination of Turner? I mean, he's a wrecking ball on the glass on both ends of the floor. Just doesn't give up on plays.
The pass to Bullock. On the wing, Davis. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Temple.
Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
L.A. has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. Cook dishes to Turner. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And who doesn't love stats? Here are some numbers for Anthony Davis. 6th in blocks, and he's an elite glass eater, a factor inside among the top 10 in rebounds per game.
And his ability to patrol the lane is a difference maker for that team. Exceptional timing and anticipation. That's why he's a top 10 shot blocker.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Throw good, Evan Turner. Second free throw, no good. Starter in this league for almost a decade. Thaddeus Young's numbers, Greg, won't blow you away. So what is makes him a winning player?
I think it starts with his defense, Kevin. Drawing charges and getting deflections. His quickness puts him in a position to make those effort plays.
Here's Holiday. And it's Cook with the ball for the Clippers. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Saturday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Atlanta Hawks. And then on Monday, they'll host the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And, you know, it hadn't been a good stretch for them lately, but that can all change when they come back home. Nothing cures a slide in the standings quite like a healthy home stretch.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Turner. Pelicans trail by 14. Now Holiday, he's got 6. Davis down low. He's against Turner, and that one's good by Davis.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Down low, Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Boy, games like this really show Turner is the full package. When he puts it all together, it's special.
Now here's Bullock. Turner covering. Holiday with it. Davis kicks to Bullock. Shot clock at 5. Back to Davis. Lets the 3 fly. But they'll get another chance. Clippers leading by 14. Left side, Turner. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you've got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Young against Curry. Over Young. Curry's shot is good. Curry's got 8.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
You know, your assumption would be that he'd be at a big disadvantage in that matchup, but you'd be assuming wrong.
And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. And Curry throws it down.
Hey, he's so good at running to the right spot at the right time in transition. Seth Curry, somebody you've got to have an eye on in the open court.
Passes it to Holiday. 1:30 left in the third quarter of the game. Now here's Bullock. Tight defense on him. Another shot. And another shot. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And, you know, I think Young has always done a good job of creating contact to make a living at the free throw line. That's a nice skill to have.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Well, Clark, they say it's a make-or-miss league, as you know, and Thaddeus Young has that knack for finishing.
Yeah, he does. He's got a really good knack. Catches defenders flat-footed with his early release, and he's pretty crafty when he gets it inside, and being left-handed certainly doesn't hurt.
And Holiday kicks to Davis. Young trying to break free, and Davis can't get it to go.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Cook looking it over. Dishes to Aldridge. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Anthony Davis.
Well, I love his stroke. Aldridge has a sweet stroke and continues to produce a nightly double-double threat who doesn't mind being the focal point of the offense.
Curry, good.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Outside Holiday. A three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Los Angeles with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to... And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Young is out there with Aaron Baines. Then it's Holiday. Then it's Paul George. And it's Temple in at the shooting guard position. That's the Pelicans 5. Holiday, the pass to Temple. Last season, the NBA announcing the launch of a league in Africa, along with FIBA. Clark, what do you think of that move?
I think it's another example, Kevin, of the globalization of the game and the NBA's intentional, purposeful way of expanding and continuing to grow the game for the sake of the business of basketball, which is a game that obviously you and I love.
And Clark, we see so many foreign players come into the NBA and play well. Not just play, but play well.
Yeah, and not just Africa, although
right.
a number of players from Africa, but a number of different countries have signed on. It could make for a more exciting league.
Here's Gasol. Good defensive work there by Young. Pelicans trailed by 21. To the paint. Here's Temple, and it's blocked. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Alexander Walker passes to Gasol over Young. No good from Gasol. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Pass to Curry. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. That one on George.
You know, it's hard to know what Seth's going to do when he pulls up this close. He's excellent at making the defense uncomfortable.
The first free throw is good, so both teams changing it up here. And both free throws good for Curry. We've seen some ugly incidents last few years, Clark, between players and heckling fans. Can anything be done to fix it?
I think security in the arenas is important. Fans oftentimes that go across the line in interacting with players are usually fueled by alcohol. I don't know how you could control that element of it. The incidents are few and far between. We have seen a few more, but I still don't think it's an epidemic. But I think security, and then each team and each franchise should really be educational with its fans about what's acceptable behavior and what won't be tolerated.
And then George with the jam.
Great speed displayed by George on his way to the bucket. Devastating to the defense with those dunking skills of his.
And he recovers it. And Doncic gets it to go. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's George. Good, nice job down low. George has got 12 points in just the second half.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
Curry finds Doncic. Pass to Gasol. Good, and the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got his assist totals piling up, 11 now for him. Satoransky against Curry. here's Satoransky. He's guarded closely, and he banks in the layup.
A super high percentage shot there. You just can't allow him to get that close.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Curry passes to Alexander Walker. Launches it. And Seth Curry hits from deep. Curry's got 7 points for the quarter.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Here's Satoransky. Here's Baines. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So good. One free throw coming up.
Yeah, and the defense allowing some room here on the inside in the second half, and they're taking advantage. A lot of their points coming from in the paint.
New Orleans making some changes here. Thomas comes in for George, and it's Simons in for Satoransky. Clark, when you think of athleticism specifically, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
Here's Anderson, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, I like how aggressively Anderson takes on the defense there. No backing away from going into him and drawing the contact.
So for the Pelicans, George is checked in for Thomas, and Satoransky subbed in for Anfernee Simons. And so George will bring it up for New Orleans. Over Anderson. The offensive rebound. Here's Baines. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Jaren Grant. First one falls for him. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Los Angeles leading by 21. Here's Doncic. Here's Aldridge. And they call the foul, so he's got the and-one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, he's so adept at finding a way to score, even against tough defense. Aldridge is a load.
And Clark, ordinarily quiet by nature, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a more outspoken leader in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone for the good of the team. Aldridge is, by nature, a laid-back, quiet guy, and sometimes that can work against a team, but in his case, he realized that he needed to be more vocal and stepped into doing that.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Regarding super teams, Clark, you and I have talked a lot about this. Many fans view them in a negative light, but they're actually something we've seen around in this game for a long time.
Yeah, you're right. So often we become prisoners of the present and we forget about what transpired in the past, but the Celtics in the 60s were as dominant as any team in the history of the game. The Lakers in the 80s, the Bulls in the 90s. But I guess fans have a complaint because they feel those teams came together more organically compared to what seems to be a movement by free agents that has led to dominant championship teams, although the Warriors pretty much have built their championship team through the draft.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly.
Either that, guys, or he wanted the photographers to get a good shot of him.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Cheick Diallo, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Reggie Bullock comes in for Grant. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Cook's checked in, and that one misses.
As he enters his mid-30s, Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player.
For New Orleans, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. And the shot is good. 32 points for George.
Amazing athleticism from George. I mean, sprinting towards the bucket and getting there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Here's Gasol. It's rebounded by New Orleans. And through his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Marc Gasol made a total of 12 three-pointers. Nowadays, Greg, he'll make more than that in a month.
And you ask around, he's always been capable. A great shooting touch. It's just a different job description for big men nowadays.
And the pass to Satoransky. Here's Pascal. Back to Satoransky. Again, the Pelicans score. Here is Cook. Passes it to Aldridge. Now, here's Doncic. He's guarded by Diallo. And Doncic gets it to go.
Well, I love watching Doncic go to work there. Assertiveness is the key, and that's part of why he's so successful.
And George, here we go. And another turnover here by New Orleans. So for the Pelicans, Davis comes in for Shaq Diallo. And it's Grant in for Reggie Bullock. Jaren Grant, he's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Doncic. Clark, at the college level, a coach was recently offered a lifetime contract. Think we'll ever see that in the NBA?
Well, you can't quite say never.
Right.
I said in college basketball, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see a 16 beat a 1 seed.
Right.
So never say never, but it's not going to happen.
Well, but you've got a lifetime contract doing this, so I guess it does happen in some quadrants.
Well, you got information that I don't have. He's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
Grant against Satoransky. Davis with the double team. Doncic passes to Aldridge. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And, Aldridge is a load to deal with. When he gets good position, you pretty much have to be physical with him.
And he makes the first. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. Both free throws good from Aldridge. Now, here's Satoransky. Outside, George. Back to Satoransky. There's the dish to Davis. The Clippers grab the miss. Turner's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Inside, here's Doncic. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Boy, Luka Doncic, such an all-around skill set. I mean, the defense having a real hard time containing him tonight.
From deep, George. The rebound by Grant.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. No good with the wing jumper. The Pelicans shooting in the 4th quarter has been efficient at 56%. Here's George, and he uses the glass on the layup. George has got 18 points now here in the second half.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense. Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision, excellent.
George double teamed. Pass to Satoransky from outside the arc. That ball, nice speed that time from George. Satoransky's got 9 points in the quarter.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
Pass to Turner. Got a piece of it. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. A platoon swap here for New Orleans. And here is Robinson. And there's the pass to Briscoe. 5 to shoot. To the wing right side. Here's Anderson. Second chance effort, and the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a 3-point play. But there are strong divisions, and there are weak divisions in the NBA. might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
You know, that's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences, I wouldn't see much harm in that. You'd adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
Robinson against George. Shoots. The rebound by Turner.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Grant. He doesn't hit that one. George with the defensive effort. Steps back and shoots. No good off the back of the rim.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Grant against Grant. Out left to the wing. It's stolen by Davis.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Clippers.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Excellent self-control and patience tonight.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the player.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions in the nice night it ended up being for Miles Turner.
Well, he was swatting shots all game long, really owned the defensive end and got a ton of blocks and really protected that rim.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Young's checked in for Aaron Baines. Sheck Diallo comes in for Davis. Thomas checked in for Jeremy Grant. And it's Simons in for Satoransky. And then for the Clippers, Humphries checked in, and it's Anderson in for Doncic. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Robinson. Oh, yes, the turnaround.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
And Young, here we go. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
You know, that's one of the things that's so good about Young. When he drives, he can draw a lot of contact.
That one misses. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Briscoe, the pass to Humphries. 11 seconds left in the 4th quarter. On the wing, Turner. And that's going to be a travel. So the Clippers winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we set. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying